But today, man, what we got for today, not much, just me kind of by myself today, on my ones, enjoying my own company. I think I had to learn to enjoy my own company there was a period when me and my twin had split for family reasons. Nothing that we fell out about. I think it was the first time we were kind of going separate ways for a little bit. He was doing one thing and I was doing another. We had kind of like separate lives at this time. And I remember my whole life had been like, I wouldn't say reliant on my twin, but everything me and my twin were done had been near enough together. That's how we were raised, that's why we were so close. Yeah, one time I went to a party now, and this party was in where? Mitcham, Croydon, Ravensbury. If you look under Ravensbury, but it's a club in Mitcham, like an indoor kind of outdoor kind of space. So it was a day party called, was it the last? Yeah, it was the last trip, so the last party of the summer. And I remember stepping in with my cousin at the time, my cousin and his friends, a couple of his friends. So I'm used to my cousin, I know his friends, but we're not that close, do you know what I mean? Like we speak and that, but we're not close. There's not people that I shout in my own time, so they're more his friends. And we got to the party now, and I remember every time I made a move by myself in this party, there was no one behind me. Like, there was no one moving with me. And I was kind of like, what? Because I'm so used to that. I'm so used to, like, when you're a twin at first, when you move, your twin moves and it kind of makes everyone else move. Or like the third person or whatever, whoever you're with, the group you're with, they kind of move. I've moved now and everyone's gone to another bar or to another section of the club. I'm like, whoa, this is different. What's going on here? I'm not used to this. Shut up. I got right away. Yeah, and it happened a few times to the point where I didn't want to feel like I was following anyone. So I just kind of was in my own corner, held my own a little bit, had a little drink, and just chilling on my ones for a bit. And I was like, wow, this is probably the first time I've gone out and I wouldn't say I'm not the main character, but I had to kind of learn that I wasn't the main character at the time. They've all got their own friends and their own friendships. They're going to follow their friends, not necessarily going to follow me. So I was kind of chilling there, but then I was like, I want to enjoy this party. This party looks lit, everyone's having a good time. I don't want to be the only person in the party who's not enjoying themselves. And then I feel like everyone has to come up to me again and be like, oh, you're so quiet or you're ruining the vibe. So I kind of had to come on my own shell, speak to people that obviously I knew if people were there, speak to people myself, speak to some new people myself, and kind of get back in the vibe and enjoy the music and everything. And eventually I did. And it's a good thing I did because then I kind of learned. I understand now. Do you know what I mean? In that period of time, that was a learning curve, I feel like, but I didn't think I actually fully understood it at the time. There was still a lot of things that I had to kind of learn to fully enjoy my own company because, my twin was living in East London at the time, I was living in South. Well, I should say staying in East London at the time, and I'm staying in South, we're living in South. At this point in my life, I'm kind of relying on a few other people. If they're not on anything, I'm kind of bored. I'm kind of relying on their energy or what they're doing today. I'm kind of relying on what they've got going on today now to see if I can do something. And I kind of had to realise that if I want to get on with my own stuff and not have to rely on other people, I need to kind of learn to love my own company. And there was no point of trying to find a new friend because it was COVID as well, especially at this time. No one was out like that. There wasn't many spaces to go and meet people. There wasn't work, and work was all on, when I was working at the time, that was all on Zoom call. And even though I could go and link people from work now, I still felt like they still got their own lives. What if they don't want to link on the days I want to link, or they don't want to do what I want to do, or they bring their friends and I got to kind of follow their friends around. So then it was like, yeah, man, at that point, that was the point I was like, if you're going to do something, you can't rely on other people to do it. You're going to have to do this yourself because they've got their own lives. It's not like, wasn't anything work, money or business related where I could be like, you got to do it yourself if you want the job done properly. It was more for my life. If you want to go and eat somewhere, or you want to go and, I didn't really go cinema and that by myself, but go for a walk, go for a drive, go and get something to eat, just things that I think you can kind of do by yourself. I had to kind of learn to get on with it, just do it. Jump on the train, jump on whatever I had to do to go and do what I had to do. And then I think people started to notice like, bro, like, why are you always by yourself? Why are you always by yourself? And it became an issue for other people now. But it's like, I just had to learn to love myself. I had to learn to love my own company, and I did. Now that I'm chilling in my room a bit more by myself or doing things by myself a little bit more, it doesn't make me a loner. It doesn't make you a loner. You've fully understood that you don't always need a social group or people to validate you for you to have your own time. You can have a good time by yourself. But I don't want people to get stuck in this, like, the whole mindset either of now they're by themselves, you just become an individual or a loner. But that doesn't help. I don't think that helps. You still need to have or try and find your 3 or 4 closest people, someone that you can speak to. You can't keep speaking to yourself all the time. Then you're gonna get lost in your own world, in your own bubble, and that's not gonna be any good for you either. So you need to have your social group. You still need to go out there and socialize, understand other people's opinions, other people's perspectives, that you don't live in this world by yourself. But you also need to learn to love yourself as well in that. So when you're around people, you don't start projecting all your pressures or all your insecurities or all your thoughts onto them. You know that there's some things that are just for you and there's some things that are for the world. And then you can kind of have like multiple personality traits that kind of get you through this world. Because this world, I think it's a loving world. It's a lovely world, man. None of us want to die. None of us want to go. So we don't necessarily hate it. Just that the way it's designed at the moment, it's all this like capitalist society and a bit of hate and negativity and whatnot, that it makes it hard to kind of navigate in. Trust isn't that easy. Trust issues, like you could have a girlfriend, you put your all into her, you're vulnerable, and then next thing you know, she's gone. How do you deal with that as a person? Through self-love. You've got to have these small little building blocks that as you go through life, you can use these small little things to navigate through this world. And if you have those small little building blocks, then life becomes easier, because like, let's say you do give your all to somebody and you do lose yourself, with these small little achievements or these small little building blocks that you've done for yourself over the time, and it's not overnight things, over time, these are things you can revert back to once that thing that you invested in heavily is gone. That friendship, that relationship, that business, whatever it is you're going to invest in heavily, now that it's gone, you know what to fall back to and go, rah, yeah, I might have forgot myself, or I might have put too much time into this, but it's me time now again. And then you know where you can pick up from where you left off from. If you don't necessarily have that, imagine you don't have self-love, then what? You rely on the other person for love or for your self-worth, and then when it's all gone, you're going to blame the person, you're going to make them the villain, you're going to cry every night. So if they never come back, that last bit of you that you knew is gone. You're probably never going to smile again if you don't. So have those little small building blocks, those small little achievements that you can use to either, if you've never had it before, build yourself, and if you lost yourself, use it to rebuild yourself. Sometimes people speak so like vague. So what could it be? What kind of things could it be that you can use or have? Like little hobbies, little small hobbies, little small details of yourself first. I would say before even the hobbies, it's the small details. Be a man of your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it, achieve it. If you say you're going to be on time, be on time. That's a good start. If you say you're going to do something today, some tasks, get all those tasks done. No excuses. If it was too much, now you can learn management, time management, prioritize things. What needs to be done now and what needs to be done later. And just use those things like every single day, because there's nothing in life that you can't do every single day that you won't get better at. So every single day you're using those small little tasks, those small little things to get better. Then the other things start to follow through. The hobbies, maybe the gym, maybe a run, something you can do solo, some food spots, meditate, yoga. If you can't afford the gym, maybe work out in your room or go to the park, use the pull-up bar. There's a lot of things you can actually do to kind of build yourself up or rebuild yourself if you lost yourself. And it's just those small steps. As you start seeing those small results, you start to walk into rooms and realize, when you start to think at first and you walk into, you see a room and you're like, I can't go in that room. If I go in that room, whatnot, then you don't feel like you belong. But once you start to achieve small results, you start to kind of get that confidence to be like, is this all this is? These people are so complex, but it's just that they do the basics over and over and over and over again, such a high level that people will value them. And that's why they're in those rooms. You've got to know your self-worth a little bit. But that comes with also, like I said, it comes with skills. You can't just think you have self-worth just because you're a human being and you're born. You're always entitled to mutual respect, maybe a morning, a hi, a bye, a thank you, a sorry, whatnot. Like, you're entitled to all your human rights. But apart from that, you're not entitled to, let's say, thrive. I feel like there's little situations that you can learn. Once you kind of do the little things, you're automatically going to start doing the big things to that standard. You start doing the things that, not just that you love as well, there's other things that I'm still kind of learning in this process, so I'm not even going to like act like I'm this person yet. There's certain things that in my life that I've got to do that I don't love doing. You can't just do the things you want to do in life, because then that's also an easy cop-out. Of course you're going to do it to a top standard or a decent standard. What about the things that you don't like doing in life? Things that you hate or you despise, or every time you get told to do it, it causes some like brain blockage. Like your brain just goes, oh man, don't do that. And it makes you go, yeah, justify your actions and go, yeah, I'm not doing that. All right, cool. Well, if that thing that you don't like, over that hill is the process of becoming the person that you want to be. Are you going to let the things that you don't like stop you? Or are you going to be like, all right, cool, let me get on with that? And again, like I said, I'm not going to speak in vague. So for me, I hate washing dishes. It's one thing I hate doing. I despise it. And even worse is when I see the dishes are piled up. And the second thing I hate is when I get asked to do it. And I've always hated it from young to this age. I hate doing that. It's one of my worst tasks. But you see, if you can wake up in the morning and that's the first thing you get out of the way, and you don't just get out of the way, you also do it to a high level, you're going to be okay in life. You're going to be okay. Oh, let me go this way. I remember, like I'm saying, guys, that's just one thing. That doesn't mean that that's the be all end all. Like you just start washing dishes and that. But you do things that you hate to a high standard. You're just going to do things that you love to an even higher standard because you love it. Being organized, cleaning your bedroom, keeping your bedroom tidy, making your bed. Small things. Small little things. It's not everything. You can't do everything. So I don't think I'm trying to tell you to do everything. Everything you hate, do it. No. Just pick a few things that you hate and overcome them. Ask yourself, why is there a mental block to it? There's bare times I probably see my house as a mess, or dishes are all over the place, and I can't stand the mess. And over that hill is a better looking house. Like the house just feels better, it's cleaner. Like when I actually clean it or someone else does clean it and I walk into them, I'm like, rah, this is clean. I feel a bit more at ease. I think it's a disciplined person. You do things with a discipline, you don't have to rely on motivation. You're just gonna do it. It's something you do, whether you're motivated or you're not motivated. Now you keep doing something, you're definitely gonna see results. You're doing it because you're disciplined, not because you're motivated. Because what happens when you're not motivated? You're not gonna do it anymore. That's something in my life that I'm trying to overcome. Bit by bit, 1% at a time. I'm finding it very, very easy to revert back. I'm finding it very easy to challenge myself to something, start off on a high, and then can't be bothered anymore. I've arrived at Krispy Kreme's. I'm gonna get some donut. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's not really donut time, but I don't care, man. I'm kind of in a not caring mood at the moment. Here we are. I'm not sure, do I go in? Or do I go through the self-drive-through? I had one Halloween donut, yeah, it was banging the other day. I had to go and spend like what, £3, £4? No, I think it was £3.99 on one donut. Crazy, innit? Probably some jam, probably had jam in the middle. I can go to Sainsbury's and get that for like £1.20. I can't even believe the price of jam donuts are going up. Everything's going up in the UK, boy. Hello? Can I get one original glazed, one Biscoff donut, one cookies and cream, and a glazed raspberry?
Yes, sir. Anything else?
That should be all. Oh, thanks. That was fast. Got my Halloween season donuts. Let's go and put a full tank in here. One time, so I don't make this mistake again, when I was driving my van for work, I filled up the van with petrol. So ever since that, I got a check. Number 5, please. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers, man. Have a good day, yeah? Ooh. My money I spent this weekend, boy. Okay, now. Let's find if we can quickly park on the side road, eat a couple donuts. Oh. Whoa. See, life. Everyone's trying to get money out of you, you know? Oh, goodness me. Have a look at that. Have a look at those. They're gorgeous. What am I gonna eat first? Should I eat you? Testing these donuts like I haven't eaten you before. Long as I've been knowing you. Long as I've been knowing you. So this is the cookies and cream donut. I don't know why they just say Oreo, but I guarantee it's probably not the brand in it, so for branding purposes. Yeah, let's see what this one tastes like. Oh, I forgot wipes, man. $9.99 for 4 donuts. Is that worth it? To me, they are. Out of 10, I can get a 7. This is the raspberry glazed donut, and I didn't actually plan to do a whole donut rating thing, so I'm going to be cutting through this section quite fast. Delightful. Splendid. Who said you can't have a second bite? Yes, I can. Oh, gorgeous. What a way to start your morning. Just 4 donuts. That's holding the 8. I've got any tissue. It's going to be all flipping raspberry jam in my beard and that. And my moustache. Is there another donut inviting you to eat? You are inviting me. Invitation accepted. Let's have a bite. Let's see if there's where the filling is as well. That was the Biscoff donut. If you've been Krispy Kremes before, go and get what I just put together. And then my favourite donut, the most simplest donut out there. Simple. Can't go wrong with it. And when it goes wrong, taking the piss. Anybody, any donut place, any donut factory, any bakery, any dessert shop, you go wrong with a simple glazed donut like this, you're cancelled. You're out of the donut game immediately. No returns. I could eat a dozen of these, you know. Give me a box, put a dozen in there, close it, wrap it, hand it to me like that. You're getting a bite. You're getting a bite. You're just getting a bite. How many donuts can a donut if donuts were donuts or not donuts? Donut or not donut? To be a donut or not to be a donut? Have another bite. You get another bite. I used to watch cooking shows, yeah? And I used to always think, why do they only have 1 spoonful and they can't eat anymore? I kind of understood just these 4 bites of donuts, even though I've had this full and I'm going to finish this one. It's fulling, man. It's fulling. Oh, worst thing, I can't even offer somebody any. They're all bitten. We can't offer people a bitten donut. That's no respect.